Oh, hey guys. Ugh, this looks like crap. Also, I trimmed my beard. I look like a whole different person. It'll grow back before you know it. You can watch it in real time, baby. Let's talk lighting, huh? Hey y'all, welcome back. Arguably, the most important part of filming is the lighting. You need the photons to do the graphing. But you don't want your image to look flat like this, right? What you want is your lighting to look like this. So much better, right? Lighting can make or break a scene, and there's a million different ways that you can do it. Most importantly is making your subject, i.e. me in this case, pop. So using some creative lighting setups, you can really tell a story. Let's take a look at a few of my favorite ways to light a scene. All of these techniques can be done with a single light, but they can be enhanced with a second one if you have one available. I'll show you how. So for this demonstration, I'll be using my Amaran F22C up here. That's on a newer heavy duty light stand. Makes it simple to move it around, roll it around, put it wherever I need it. For the second light, I've got an Amaran 60X with a softbox on it. All right, here we go. First off is the basic one light setup. This is the best place to start. Here, you're using a single light at a 45-degree angle from the subject. This creates some depth in the subject's face. You'll see the nice shadow roll off on the opposite side of the face. I usually place the light just above the eye line so that you don't get too much harsh shadowing underneath your eyes, unless that's the look you're going for. This setup really benefits from adding a second light. How I add a second light would be by placing it exactly 180 degrees opposite of your main key light. This light is going to be up much higher than the main light, and that's for a few different reasons. First off is so that the light isn't in the back of your shot, unless that's the look that you're going for. And we'll talk about some scenarios that utilize that a little bit later. Second is to light more of the top of the head. This creates a really nice line around your subject's shoulder and hair, creating more separation from the background. There you go, looks great. So next up we've got top-down lighting. This one is probably one of my favorites, and I use it all the time when filming music videos. It can be difficult to get a large enough light source above your subjects, so it just depends on what you're shooting, how much space you have, and the size of your lights you have, how big is your subject. I have a few Aperture 300D Mark IIs and a few Amaran 300Cs. I really like pairing these with my Impact 54-inch by 72-inch softbox. I film a lot of music videos at a place called Soundwave Studios in Oakland. They have a pretty large room. It's called the Backlot. I know the owner. I've worked a lot with him to help improve the place, and per my request, they actually installed beams throughout the rafters for hanging lights in some really cool spots. So I'm getting them way up over here, over there, wherever I want them. The world is my oyster, and it is fantastic. So it makes it super easy, barely an inconvenience, to hang some really giant soft boxes above an entire band, let's say, or a car, or whatever it is that you're filming. I like this lighting because it adds a level of drama to the scene. The subject's eyes get really deep and shadowing, making them look ominous and evil. Perfect for a metal band. But if you want to spice it up a little bit, you can add a spotlight to the background. You can even add a little splash of color to that. Really helps give a nice separation between your subject and the background. Adding some light to your background can help with subject separation issues, but it won't help you with your separation issues. Okay, the last one I'm gonna tackle today is backlighting. This is a really fun one. If you want to add some drama to your scene, try backlighting. There's a bunch of different ways to do this, so let's go over a few of them. These techniques work best when the subject is not directly facing the camera, but it can work. Some of the ways that I have done this are using a single light with a cone. Using this setup is great if you want some of that light spill off, giving you some lens flaring. Add an anamorphic lens and boom, beautiful scenery. Another thing you can do is add a little bit of texture to your scene by adding fog or a canned atmosphere. I've got a video coming out on texture coming up, so be on the lookout for that one. Another way that I've done this is lighting a background and dropping your exposure. This is a great way to get a silhouetted subject on a light background. It gives a really great contrast and drama. You can also turn your lights towards the subject a little bit to give them a little bit of extra definition around the edges. If you want me to do a video on this, let me know in the comments below. Last but not least, the dark background with 2 lights on either side. I love using this setup to get a dark contrasty scene. The setup doesn't require 2 lights, but it makes a really huge difference if you have it. How you do this setup is place your subject in front of a dark background. Place your lights behind the subject relative to the camera. Face your lights towards the subject and adjust your exposure accordingly. What angle and height you do is totally up to you and dependent on the look you're going for, as always. If you have only 1 light, you'll have to be selective on which part of the subject you want to accent, whether you're gonna accent the face or maybe the back of the head, but play around with it. Hone in on the look that you are going for. Ooh, I love lighting. It can make or break your scene. Those were a few of my favorites. What did you think? Do you want some more breakdowns of these techniques? What are some of your favorite lighting techniques? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, bingo bango.